What a blessing to have you again with us. Family, as you can see, uh, Daddy is fired up and we are here to have interaction. So just take your device, let us share to as millions of people as we can, and your life will never be the same. Let's go straight to action. We want to know you, Doctor. Tell us about yourself, where you grew up, where were you born, how life began. Just walk us through the genesis of your life. We are ready. Please go ahead.
Thank you. And I also want to say a big hello to all the listeners all across the world. It's a privilege to have you listening to my story. My name is Rafik Ahmed Osman. I was born and raised a Muslim. I grew up in Tamale, the northern region of Ghana. Growing up, my life was such that it was predicted that I will never ever become anyone significant in society. And
Wow.
the reason is because even from age 9, I started smoking cigarette. And almost every school that I would attend, I'll end up being dismissed. I went to primary school until primary 6. And middle school, Form 2, I sat common trans to go to secondary school. I went to Navrongo Secondary School. In Form 3, we were caught smoking cigarette and we were dismissed from school. So I went from secondary Form 3 back to middle school Form 4
Hmm.
because I didn't complete Form 4 before I went to secondary school.
Wow.
So when you look at where life was taking me, there was no hope or
Hmm.
nothing showed that I was going to make it in life.
Hmm.
So after going back to middle school, I sat the Form 4 certificate. Then I went to Snaps College of Accountancy in Asylum Down. I did the RSA in accounting. I went to New Joabin Secondary School in Kofredia.
Hmm.
The same year I got there, we staged a strike, and I was among the leaders. And again, I was sacked from school.
Wow.
So my life has been a roller coaster.
Hmm.
But what saved me is I had a father who believed in me. He knew character wise I was a problem, but he looked at me and said, Rafik, you're a very intelligent boy.
Hmm.
So I'm ready to support you to every level that you want to go in education.
Okay.
So after I was expelled from school in New Jabin, I came back to Accra to run my father's business. My father
Okay.
was a businessman. We had a restaurant, and it's called Goody Goody Restaurant. We were opposite the American Embassy in Osu. So I was the general manager running that restaurant.
Okay.
But one day I got mad at my father, the story which I don't want to go into details.
It's okay. It's okay.
I got mad at him. He made me so angry I decided to leave him.
Wow.
So that's when I left the coast of Ghana. That is in January 1984. I went to Nigeria, and from Nigeria I came to Germany, and today I'm in the Netherlands. In the
Wow.
Netherlands, because I started smoking at age 9 cigarettes. Along the way, I graduated to smoking Indian hemp or weed or marijuana.
Wow.
And in Netherlands, I upgraded to heroin and cocaine.
Hmm.
So on the streets of Amsterdam, I became a drug addict, I became a junkie, and I was a thief as well. So in order to be able to support my addiction, I had to steal from shops, shoplifting. I had to rob
Wow.
people sometimes with knife and all kinds of things just to get my drugs. On the streets of Amsterdam, one fateful day, I was walking around, looking for drugs and see who I can extort money from, either through begging or stealing. I met one lady that we used to use drugs together.
Okay.
Her name is Doris. So when I saw Doris, she was changed. And I
Okay.
was surprised to see Doris looking good. So I asked her, Doris, what happened to you?
Hmm.
And Doris said, Jesus has changed my life.
Wow.
You know, and she gave me a flyer and said, this is where I went. It's a church called Victory Outreach.
Okay.
And she said, if I go there, they will help me. But just around that period, my wife and my two kids left me because they could not stand the lifestyle. I
Hmm.
was the head of the family. All the incomes would come to me. But whenever
Okay.
I received the income, I would not bring it home for domestic, um, what they call it, obligations. I would always use the money to go and use drugs and leave my wife and two kids hungry.
Hmm.
So the time I met Doris, my wife had moved out to a different address with my two kids,
Okay.
and I couldn't pay the rent of our house. So I was also kicked out of the house and I ended
Wow.
up homeless. So when Doris gave me the flyer and said this is where she changed, her life was changed and transformed,
Okay.
I wasn't interested in Jesus because I was born and raised a Muslim.
That's
So the
right.
question I asked Doris is, can I write my name on this address? And if I go there, will they arrange my welfare money so that I'll have
Hmm.
income?
Hmm.
She said, yes, they will do that. So, in short, I went to the rehab home not to look for Jesus. I
Hmm.
didn't even go there to have a changed life.
Hmm.
I went to the rehab home so that I could have an address where I can still get my social welfare.
Wow.
So in the home, they had a policy, and the policy of the home is the first 2 weeks, you are allowed to sleep off to kick off cold turkey. So yeah, you are free not to participate in the activities of the home.
Okay.
So one morning I got off my bed, I was on my way to the washroom. Then I met one of the helpers of the home. So he said, oh, brother, if you can walk and you want to join us, we have a prayer service on the attic. So if you want to
Okay.
join,
Okay.
I said, why not? So I first went to the washroom and I went and joined them upstairs. And while they were worshiping, they were singing a song I never heard before.
Hmm.
But the lyrics or there's a phrase in the song which said, by my blood I have redeemed you. I
Wow.
have washed away all your guilt and shame. And man of God, believe me, I heard an audible voice that said
Jesus.
to me, mention my name,
Hmm.
Rafik, by my blood I have redeemed you.
Wow.
I have washed away all